Question number 21. Given question is acetyl bromido dicarbonyl base triethyl phosphine iron 2 complex. He asked me calculate how many iron carbon bonds are present. First of all, draw the structure of the complex. Iron is attached with different ligands. The first ligand is acetyl group. Now if you consider acetyl structure, it is CH3C double bond O and it is attached with iron. Next bromido, that means Br group is attached. Next one is dicarbonyl. Carbonyl group is CO. And base triethyl phosphine. Now in this question we have to find the number of FeC bonds. In the first acetyl group there is carbon iron bond, so we can say there is one FeC bond due to acetyl group. So we can write acetyl ligand. The next iron with carbon bond is between iron and carbon monoxide. It is formed due to the formation of bond between electrons present in bonding carbon monoxide and with the d orbitals of iron. But there is one more possibility, that anti-bonding of carbon monoxide can also make a back bond with iron filled d orbital. So there is two bonds possible in one CO molecules. So there is one more possibility of formation. So two molecules of CO produces 4 FeC bonds. Total bonds are 5 FeC bonds. Therefore answer is 5. Now the next question, question number 22. He asked me to calculate how many geometrical isomers, that is cis and trans isomers, are possible in the following cases or in the following complexes. Now if you consider the first one, if we can see, it is cobalt, there is ethylene diamine, so it can make trans form. This is the trans form of this complex. And the cis form is that means the first compound will show cis and trans form, that means it will show geometrical isomers. The next one, FeH2O whole 4, OH whole 2. It will also show the trans form. In the same way we can write the cis form of this, that is FeOH That means this compound will also show the Cs-N transform. So we can say the first and this one will show Cs-N transform. When we compare to CrOH, Vol2 and Cl2, it is identical to the first one. Instead of En we can write OH, that means it will also show the Cs-N transform. And if we compare the fourth one with the third, CN4, if we compare with H2O, it will also show the same type of Cs-N transform. And if we compare between this and this, only this Cl and NH3 is replaced by 2 Cl, means Cl and NH3. That means it will also show the Cs-N transform, and the sixth one is also shows the Cs-N transform. That means all the 6 complexes will show geometrical isomer, that is Cs-N transform. So my answer for this question is 6. Now the next question, question number 23. The given question is B2H6 react with excess of methyl alcohol. On reacting with excess of methyl alcohol, B2H6 is converted into trimethyl borate and liberated hydrogen gas. And he asked me to calculate if 3 moles of B2H6 is present, how many moles of trimethyl borate will form. Now this is the balanced reaction, and since methyl alcohol is excess, so we can say that 1 mole of B2H6 produces 2 moles of trimethyl borate. Then 3 moles will produces 6 moles. Therefore the answer is 6. Question number 24. Given is molar conductance of HX is 1/10 times of molar conductance of HY, and its concentration is given 0.01 molarity and 0.01 molarity respectively. And it is also stated that limiting molar conductance of X minus is nearmost equal to limiting molar conductance of Y minus. And he asked me to calculate the difference in pKa value of HX and HY. It is given lambda naught of X minus is equal to lambda naught of Y minus. We can write if we add lambda naught H plus in both sides, that should be equal to lambda naught of Hx should be equal to lambda naught of Hy, and we know that degree of dissociation is equal to lambda by lambda naught. So we can write using this relation alpha 1 lambda naught Hx should be equal to 1/10 times alpha 2 lambda naught Hy. Since these two are common, so we can say alpha 1 is equal to 1/10 alpha 2, and we know that Ka is equal to C alpha square when alpha is very less than 1. So we can say that K by Hx by K by Hy should be equal to C1 alpha 1 square by C2 alpha 2 square. Putting the value of C1 and C2, and alpha 1 by alpha 2 is 1/10, we get it is equal to 1/1000. Now taking minus log of base 10 in both sides, we get pK minus pKa of Hx and Hy. So we can write pK of Hx, pK of Hy should be equal to 3. So the answer is 3. Next question, question number 25. It is given 1 mole of fluorinium and 1 mole of air at constant temperature and volume, and At that point, uranium is decayed into lead with emission of 8 alpha particles and 6 beta particles. And he asked to calculate the ratio of pressure of final with respect to the initial pressure. So we know that at constant temperature and volume, pressure is directly proportional to number of moles. Initial moles, that means at this stage only 1 mole of air is present in gaseous form. So we can write N1 is equal to 1 mole of gas, that is air, is present. After the decay, there is 1 mole of air plus 8 helium gas molecules are produced. So we can say NF is equal to 1 plus 8, that is equal to 9 moles of gas is present. So we can write PF by NF, or we can write PF by PI is equal to NF by NI. NF is 9 and initial moles are 1, therefore answer is 9. The next question number 26, it is given that diaqua dioxalato ferrate is oxidized by MnO4 in acidic medium. The balanced reaction is given 8H plus 4CO2 and 6H2. And he asked me to calculate the ratio of rate of change of H plus ion by rate of change of MnO4 minus. For this we have to first of all find the rate of the reaction. So rate of reaction is equal to with respect to H plus minus, it should be minus 1 by 8 delta H plus by delta T. The minus sign explains that the means the rate of disappearance, and with respect to MnO4 the rate of reaction should be equal to minus delta MnO4 minus by delta T. Now we have to calculate the rate of change with respect to H plus and MnO4 minus. That means we have to find del H plus by del T by del MnO4 minus by del T. That is equal to 8 by 1. Therefore the answer is 8. Question number 27. In this question there is a sequence of reaction is given, and he asked me to calculate how many OH group is present in the structure Q. So let us concentrate on the first reaction. Given structure and there is H plus ion. Due to the presence of OH group and there is in acidic medium, there is elimination of water molecule. That means formation of carbocation will take place. That means OH group will be removed and a positive charge will form. Now it is a 2 degree carbocation. 3 degree is more stable than 2 degree. So there is possibility of methyl shift. So we can say 1,2 methyl shift take place. For formation of 3 degree carbocation. Symbol of heat is given, that means alkene will form. Elimination reaction takes place. Next, it react with aqueous dilute KMnO4 in excess. That means double bond to OH group will be attached. That means removal of double bond and OH group will be attached. So the product of Q is now this is the product Q, and he asked to me calculate how many OH groups are present. There are 4 OH groups are present, so answer is 4. Now question number 28. He asked me to calculate how many of these reactions will produces the product benzaldehyde. Now if you consider the first reaction, benzene is reacting with carbon monoxide and HCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and CuCl. Now this is complete reaction is known as a Gettelman-Koch reaction. It is one of the methods to produce benzaldehyde. So the first will show the product. Now the second one. There is 2 Cl group is there and it is reacting with water at 100 degrees Celsius. One of the Cl is replaced by OH group. Now oxygen has a lone pair and Cl is a better living group. So there is a formation of double bond and removal of Cl. That means there is again the formation of benzaldehyde. So the second reaction will also produces benzaldehyde. Now the third one. Reacting with H2 in presence of palladium and barium sulfate. Now this reaction is known as Rosenman reduction. So it reduces COCl into CHU. That means again benzaldehyde will form. So this is also produces benzaldehyde. Now fourth one. Ester is reacting with dibyl H in presence of chlorine. Dibyl H is a partial reducing agent and it reduces ester into aldehyde group. So the product in this case is benzaldehyde plus methyl alcohol. So again the fourth reaction will also produces benzaldehyde. So the answer is all the 4, therefore 4 is the correct answer. Now the next question, question number 29, it is one or more than one correct answer. Given there are 4 options and he asked me to find which compound will form linear polymer and which compound will terminate the chain. Now if we go for linear polymer, then it should be a compound R, SiR, Cl. So that if it reacts with water, it is converted into R, Si, OH. On polymerization, the product will be a linear polymer, that is O, SiO, SiO, That means both two Cl groups should be attached. So according to this, it may be the option C, it may be the option B. Okay. The next part we have to find which of the following compound terminates the chain. For termination, it should have R SiCl, so that when it reacts with water, it is converted into R3SiOH. Now if two molecules of such will react, R3SiOH plus SiR3, elimination of water molecule takes place and the chain is terminated. R3SiO SiR3. So only one Cl group should be attached, and according to this, option B is the correct answer. The next question, question number 30. Oxygen gas is absorbed on metallic surface and there was a transfer of electron from metal to oxygen. And he asked me to find which of the following statements are correct. Now if it is O2 gas is absorbed, absorption is always exothermic in nature. If it is exothermic in nature, that means heat is released. So option B is the correct. Now if there was a transfer of electron from metal to oxygen, that means oxygen gain one more electron, and that electron will be filled in antibonding orbital. So we know that bond order is equal to number of electrons present in bonding minus number of electrons present in antibonding by 2. If number of electrons increases in antibonding, that means bond order is decreases. If bond order is decreases, then bond length should increases because it is inversely proportional. That means the option D is also correct. Since one more electron is present and it is present in antibonding, option C is also correct. Now if we consider option A, since it is a transfer of electron, therefore it is not to be a physio reaction. Question number 31. For a real gas, PV minus B is equal to RT. We can write PV minus PB is equal to RT. On dividing with RT is equal to 1 plus PV by RT. That means we know that PV by RT is equal to Z, and Z is equal to 1 plus PV by RT. That means Z is greater than 1 and the value of A is negligible. That means attractive force is very less. If attractive force is very less, then interatomic potential can never be negative. Therefore, the answer is option C. Now question number 32. Now this compound is first reductive ozonolysis and followed by NH3. Reductive ozonolysis, that means this double bond will be break up into two aldehyde groups. So we can write two aldehyde groups will be formed by reductive ozonolysis of O3 in presence of ZnH2O. Now followed by NH3. It is also reductive amination will be take place and it is converted into this compound. The structure of S will be this and it will satisfy the option A. The next question. Benzene is reacted with this compound in presence of acid. followed by a radical initiator with O2. We have to find the structure of U. Now, this is a Friedel-Crafts calculation reaction. CH2 double bond CH, CH3. When it reacts with H plus, stable carbocation will form. That means pi electron density will react with H plus and it is converted into CH3 CH CH3 plus. Now it is a stable carbocation. Now it acts as an electrophile. If it acts as an electrophile, it reacts with benzene in an electrophilic substitution reaction. So the product P is cumene. Now it reacts with O2 as a radical initiator. Its function is oxygen will be attached in between carbon and hydrogen. So the end product, that is U, is U. Therefore the answer is option D. Now question number 34. Aniline is reacting with NaNO2 and HCl and then followed with this compound, that is beta alcohol and NaOH. The first one, NH2 react with NaNO2 and HCl, then diammonium chloride will form. That means B is N2 plus NCl minus. Now when it reacts with this compound, it reacts with to that position where electron density is high. If you consider oxygen, its electron density is high in these two cases. So if you consider all the four options, option A is the correct answer. So answer is option A. Now question number 35. HClO, HClO2, HClO3 and HClO4 is given, and he asked me to answer which of the following statements are correct. First option is number of ClO bond in 2 and 3. In 2 there is 1 ClO bond, in 3 there are 2 ClO bonds. So total is 1 and 2, that is 3 ClO bonds, but it is given 2. Therefore this is an incorrect answer. The next one, we have to find the number of lone pair of electrons in Cl atom in 2 and 3. In 2 it has 2 lone pairs, in 3 it has 1 lone pair. Therefore total lone pairs are 3 and it is given 3, therefore this is the correct answer. The next one, Cl in 4 is sp3 hybridized. In HClO4, Cl has 4 sigma bonds, therefore its hybridization is sp3. Therefore again option C is the correct. Now if we consider option D, 1 is the strongest acid. Higher the oxidation state of Cl, higher will be its acidic character. It has +5, therefore it is more acidic. Therefore we can say 1 is not the strongest acid. So my answer is B and C. Question number 36. Which of these following ions are precipitated on passing H2S in presence of dilute HCl? On passing H2S in presence of dilute HCl, only group 2 radicals will precipitate, and out of these group 2 radicals are Cu2 plus, Pb2 plus, Hg2 plus and Bi3 plus. So my answer is C and D. Question number 37 and 38 is a comprehension type, and given comprehension is it is reacted with palladium PSO4 and H2, and the product is C8H8, and it is followed by B2H6 and H2O2 and NaOH and H2O, and we have to find the structure of X. So first of all, the first reaction, it is partial reduction. Alkyne is converted into alkene. So first one, that is C8H8 is alkene. That means triple bond is converted into a double bond. That means a partial reduction takes place. Followed by hydrogenation oxidation, that is B2H6, then H2O2, NaOH and H2. It will always give least substituted alcohol. Least substituted alcohol, that means this carbon is the least substituted. So 1 degree alcohol will form, and the product is so the structure of X is this, therefore the answer is option C. Now we have to find the structure Y. When it is reacted in presence of H2 and HgSO4, H2SO4, it is oxymercuration and demercuration. So it is first of all converted into OH group double bond CH2. In this reaction, least substituted alcohol is formed. In this case, most substituted alcohol is formed, but no rearrangement takes place. Now it is enol form. Keto form is more stable, so it is tautomerized to give keto group. Next, it is reacted with Grignard reagent ethyl MgBr. We can write C2H5 MgBr. It is negative and it is plus. C2H5 minus react to the carbonyl group, and MgBr react with oxygen only. So it is converted into OMgBr, CH3, CH2, CH3, followed by hydrolysis. It is converted into alcohol. Now it is heated. More substituted alkene will form, that means elimination of water takes place, and the product is so answer is option B. Question number 39. Again, it is a comprehension. Experiment 1. 100 ml of HCl of 0.1 molarity is completely neutralized with 100 ml of NaOH of 0.1 molarity. Rise in temperature due to this reaction is 5.7 degrees Celsius, and heat of neutralization value is given minus 57 kilojoule per mole. In the second experiment, 100 ml of acetic acid of 2 molarity reacts with again 100 ml of NaOH of molarity 1. In this case, rise in temperature is 5.6 degrees Celsius. So first of all, find specific heat of calorimeter. We know that total heat is equal to m specific heat del T plus specific heat of calorimeter C into del T. For 1 mole it is 57 kilojoule per mole. For 0.1 mole it should be 5.7 kilojoule, that means 10 to the power 3, and that should be equal to the mass. Since it is given 100 ml and 100 ml, so total volume is 200 ml and density of the solution is given 1. Therefore it should be 200 grams. Specific heat is given 4.2, del T is given 5.7 plus C into 5.7. The value of C is 160. Using this value, we can also find the specific heat, that is total heat. So total heat is equal to Q is equal to ms del T plus C into del T, where del T value in this case is 5.6. Putting this value, we will get Q is equal to 5.6 kilojoule per mole. It is for 0.1 mole of acetic acid. For 1 mole, it should be Q is equal to 56 kilojoule, 56 kilojoule per mole. So enthalpy of dissociation is equal to 57 minus 56, that is the difference between these two, that is 1 kilojoule per mole. Therefore the answer is option A. In question number 40, we have to find the pH of the solution, and it is 100 ml of acetic acid of 2 molarity reacts with 100 ml of NaOH of 1 molarity. Now if you consider the reaction acetic acid plus NaOH, product is salt, that is CH3CONa plus H2O. 200 millimoles react with 100 millimoles of NaOH. At initial state both are 0. That means 100 mole of acetic acid is remain, NaOH is 0. Now it is 100 mole of salt and 100 mole of water. Now it is a buffer solution of weak acid and its salt. So we can write pH for a buffer solution is equal to pKa plus log of salt by acid. The concentration of salt by acid is equal. That means it is log 1 and log 1 is 0. That means whatever will be the value, that pH is equal to pKa. On calculating, we will get value is 4.7. Therefore answer is option B.